Radical feminists get Snowbreak taken down and every gacha game is next. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to a very spicy video because it seems like the CN feminists are now targeting every single gacha game that caters to the male audience. Not surprised. And lo and behold, they're not going to go after games like Tears of Themis or, guys already know what I'm going to say, Love in Deep Space. They won't go after those games because those games pretty much cater to women, right? Men are being sexualized in those games, but they're not going to complain about that. Double standards. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and react to this.
There's a large radical feminist group trying to shut down the entire gacha game space, and you can kind of see the games that they are now trying to target after being successful with taking one game down, because they've tasted blood.
All right, so first things first, let me go ahead and move my camera here. All right, let me go ahead and move my camera. You guys can see, these are the games they're going after. Blue Archive, Punishing Grey Raven, Arc Knights, not Arc Knights Infield, but just Arc Knights. Goddess of Victory, Nikke, Girls Frontline, Project Neural Cloud, 7th Domain, 7th Realm, Eternal Night Descends, Resurrection, Cat City. Those are the games they're going after now. And I think they're trying to go after Genshin Impact next. That's what I heard. This is absolutely pathetic, man. Absolutely ridiculous that these... Oh, dude, I'm about to say something crazy, but let's continue this video, bro.
In the water, they realize that
this is so fucking annoying.
Offline, potentially cause them to go EOS, indefinite maintenance, and now because they feel like they have a sense of power, they're now targeting all these other different gacha games that are very well known in the space.
Wait a second, because I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. I didn't do any research on this. I just see this video and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a great reaction video. There is no way that Snowbreak is in indefinite maintenance because of this. I have to check and see, because there's no fucking way. Oh my gosh. Are you... The servers will be temporarily closed for technical maintenance due to the large volume of data involved. The maintenance period may be extended. We kindly ask for your patience. There is no way. Wow, bro. So the game is in indefinite maintenance because of this nonsense that's happening right now. Yo, that is crazy. That's actually crazy, bro. Like, so let me know in the comment section down below if you play Snowbreak Containment Zone. Can you not play the game right now? Like, can people not log into the game and play it? Because this was posted on March 2nd and right now it's March 6th. So I'm guessing people can't play the game right now. Bro, that is so... Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even play Snowbreak, but that fucking pisses me off because... What are we doing, bro? Like... Oh, gosh, dude, this is fucking pathetic, man.
And I feel like it's my duty to talk about this because it's very important to shed light on the story that is escalating by the day, escalating by the hour, and it will affect a lot of people if more people do not speak up about this situation. Because what right now is happening is that, yes, it's starting in the gacha game space, but this can spread into the other forms of gaming spaces. For instance, all gaming spaces, if there is not people that actively talk about this and speak out against how bad this situation actually is. So we need to get into how this all began in the first place and how we even got here right now. So a few days ago, there was an announcement that Snowbreak was going to be entering into...
I'm glad he's going into like he's like giving context, because I don't know how this started, but all I know is that a group of CN feminists are attacking all these gacha games that cater to male audience. But games like Love in Deep Space and, you know, these other games that pretty much sexualize men, they don't give a fuck about those games. It's just hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy and double standards how they don't care about those games. They give those games a green light. They're like, oh, Love in Deep Space, you get a pass because we like that. But Snowbreak, nah, we don't like big titty women. Just say that you're insecure. Just say that you're insecure. Just say that you have no ass, you have no boobs. Just admit it. This is embarrassing.
To indefinite maintenance. And it's been about 3 days since that happened, which is very unusual for instance, a gacha game, because obviously anyone that's ever played
So I was right. So people literally cannot play Snowbreak right now because of this fucking bullshit.
gacha game knows, you
Unbelievable.
have to log in daily to do your dailies, do your certain quests, you know, you get the point. And so when a gacha game is offline for multiple days, that is pretty eyebrow raising. It basically implies something serious is going on. And so I want to read this post to kind of give
And I want you guys to understand that this is no joke. Like, do you guys not understand that people spent money on these games? Like Snowbreak, the fact that people can't even play the fucking game and they spend money on the game, whoever did this shit, like those feminists, they need to like get arrested. Literally, they need to get arrested immediately because this is bad. This is so bad.
nice little quick summary on the entire situation. As a Snowbreak player in China, I want to explain to international players the circumstances that led to the cancellation of this Snowbreak collaboration. I
Okay.
want them to see the hypocrisy and the double standards of these women. After the official announcement of the offline collaboration, many feminist bloggers on Weibo immediately reposted the official post and called on others to report this event to get it cancelled. That quickly spread in communities like Weibo and Xiaohongshu, where female users are the majority, and many feminists joined the siege of Snowbreak. In Weibo, many bloggers were teaching methods to report this offline event. This included making phone calls or writing denunciation letters to the collaboration partners. Here's one interesting phenomenon. When you open the profiles of many of these feminists who were calling to report Snowbreak, you find that them themselves play Otome games or Love and Deep Space.
Boom. What are we talking about? What is this hypocrisy? Yo, are you kidding me? So they play Love in Deep Space, but they bitch, moan, and cry about games where women are being sexualized. What are we talking about right now? How can they not see their own hypocrisy? You play Love in Deep Space. You play all these gooner games catered for women, right? You play these gooner games that women play. But then when men want to go in and play these gooner games, it's a problem. This does not make the Love and Deep Space community look good at all. This makes the Love and Deep Space community look absolutely terrible. And honestly, I will say, I'll say recently, like throughout probably 2025, when we look at the Love and Deep Space community, the only incidents we would see with the Love and Deep Space community is that it's filled with a bunch of toxic women that go and report other games that cater to the male audience. That's what we've been seeing a lot from the Love and Deep Space community. Of course, I'm not saying not every single woman. Of course, I'm not saying every woman in the Love and Deep Space community, but the toxic ones, these toxic feminists. This is pathetic, dude. This is pathetic. This is poisonous. This is toxic. This is terrible behavior.
Under this pressure on the 26th...
Like imagine a group of men came together and reported Love and Deep Space because they sexualize men. How would you guys feel? Let's cut this hypocrisy bullshit already, man. I'm sick and tired of it.
China Post announced the suspension of the collaboration, and afterwards, Snowbreak's official account issued a notice canceling the offline event. On the 27th, news of the collaboration cancellation was reported on Oriental TV in China and Shanghai. That's a pretty big deal right there. It basically implies that on literal national TV within China, this was being reported on, and obviously it's escalated to such a level to where if anyone knows how the Chinese government is, that's not a good situation. The game is cooked. It's over. It's legitimately
this
over.
is so
It's
annoying, bro.
On national Chinese news. But let's continue reading. On the 28th, Snowbreak's China operations account made all the videos since October 2023, years of content obviously, private. At the same time, on China's TapTap platform, they began posting a large number of low-rating reviews, even though they haven't actually played the game at all. So, before I dissect this, I want to point out this big point right here that someone pointed out with Love and Deep Space. So, these feminists that are trying to take down Snowbreak because it is a gooner game for guys, Love and Deep Space has something like this, which you might have heard about last year. A lot of
They have a whole period tracker in that game, bro. Like, what are we doing, man? They have a whole period tracker in that game. Nobody said a damn thing. We just let that game be because, hey, we understand that this game is for women. We understand that. So, hey, we ain't saying a damn thing. That's it. But these toxic feminists, bro, I think it's just insecurity at this point. It has to be insecurity. Like, they see all these big titty women in these gacha games for men, in these gooner games. They're like, oh man, I don't have big tits. I hate that. So they report the game. It has to be insecurity, bro. They're insecure.
content creators talked about this. I believe Asmongold made a full-blown video, like a 20-30 minute video talking about this basically. But yes, this is legit. Love and Deep Space is the game that you probably heard last year that had a built-in period tracker for women, which is just wild stuff. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of
wild.
crazy, bro.
Some might
That's
even
wild.
say it's weird. But the point of the matter is, I've always said, regardless, is that it technically has a right to exist. It's a game. It's art. You know, it's not real, so to speak. You know, it has a right to exist. And honestly, like women having like a Gunner game, there's nothing wrong with that. If women want to play a Gunner game that's sexualizing guys, completely fine. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That is my hardline stand.
You see, and that's the thing. We understand that. And that's what pisses me off. We understand that Love and Deep Space is a game for women. We get that. So we just leave that game be. We leave that game be. Nobody talks about that game. That game is for women. That's it. We move on. But these fucking women in the Love and Deep Space community, not all of them, but some of them, these toxic ass women, they don't want, like, they don't reciprocate that same treatment that we give them. They don't reciprocate that at all. They're like, oh, your game, we sexualize women. That's bad, 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 bad. You guys remember Contarella and Woowa? I'm not saying that's from the Love and Deep Space community, but how toxic some of these women are. They're like, oh, Contarella, like when she was licking the cherry, she ate the cherry. People were like getting mad about that, and they reported the video. And then I think Kuro, I forgot what happened. I think they had to like private. I forgot what they did with the video, but something happened where it was like age restricted. I forgot. But you look at ZZZ, you look at Woowa, like all these incidents, bro. It's so crazy to me how all these incidents occur in games, in Gunner games for men, but you never see this in games like Love and Deep Space, Tears of Demons, and etc. You never see that happen in these Ultimate games, however you call that shit. It's, bro, this is toxic, bro.
Cancel that. But the thing here is that there is a lot of hypocrisy that the same group that obviously is gooning to this game is trying to shut down basically gacha games that are meant for guys for their type of gooner games, which is just like I said, very hypocritical. And it's just like, oh my goodness, we really are in this type of situation where we've seen time and time again in the last, like, honestly, almost a decade at this point, to where, like, you always see the double standards where it's like, it's okay to sexualize a guy character. You can take off the shirt,
it's
you can show
annoying.
their abs and everything, they look all sweaty, completely fine. But soon as you have, like,
this goes way beyond gaming, bro. This has been an issue for a hot minute where you would have like a group of people that are just, they're so hypocritical, man. They're so hypocritical. They hold one specific gender to like a like they hold the gender to a specific standard. Meanwhile, the other gender, it's just, oh, we don't fucking care, right? It's so weird, and this is a perfect example. Like, it's okay for women to goon, but it's not okay for men to goon. What the fuck?
let's say, a little bit of, like, showing any form of the female body instantly needs to be
Like,
censored.
no one
It's,
is
you know,
forcing you to like these gooner games. No one is forcing you to like it. You can dislike it. But going out of your way to report this shit and like make the game going in like an indefinite maintenance is, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's unnecessary. It's childish. It just gives 40-year-old lives lives in a house by herself, no family, only has cats. That's the vibes that this gives me, bro. And all they play is Love and Deep Space.
misogynistic, it needs to be removed, it's problematic, and it's just like, dude, it's so
It's cringe,
fucking
bro.
annoying. It legitimately is. And it's always from these type of groups, honestly. Legit. It always comes from these type of groups. And actually, there is something very relevant to this conversation, which I want to show right now. So this right here is a bit of news that came out earlier this morning, which, like I said, is very relevant to what I'm talking about. So this is PC Gamer talking about Resident Evil Requiem, and they literally say the first sexy Leon mod hits Nexus mods just 4 days, 11 hours, and 23 minutes after launch.
Bro, I saw this. I was on YouTube. And then I was on YouTube, and I think it was like somebody like reacting. I don't know what it was, but it was like a Leon mod for like the Resident Evil Requiem game. It was like a mod where like he doesn't have a shirt on. I'm like, what the fuck? But I didn't care. I just moved the fuck on.
Just this news site and the writers as well. For instance, Joshua Woolens, you can see, wrote both of these. They literally say Gooner Game of the Year Stellar Blades mods are 41% smut, ensuring gamers will never see the light of heaven. And then you see the same writer that's, shaming people for playing Stellar Blade, saying Baldur's Gate 3's bare sex scene was such an upward turn in momentum for the game that its animator called his mom to show it off. She was like, that's weird. And obviously they're praising it, and they literally say should have pinned it to the fridge. It's legitimately just so hypocritical, and you can just see once again that it's not just these like radical feminists like within China that's doing what they're doing with Snowbreak, but it's literally just completely saturated in the entire gaming space, and it obviously is getting a lot worse. And it's very ironic.
That's why we have these bulk ass games like Concord, fucking hot. I'm gonna just say Concord. I did look at the new Horizon Dawn game, whatever. Yeah. There's like this one character, it's this really like big girl, like she's really, really huge. I'm like, whoa, bro. It's just, oh my gosh, man. This shit is just so exhausting, dude. It's so exhausting. Like, people just want to play games to have fun, bro. Like, this whole like woke feminist bullshit is just exhausting, man.
That you see something like this happening with Resident Evil.
That's why all these games are failing and no one plays these fucking games anymore.
It's also being targeted for having, female fan service, despite the people that are trying to take it down completely fine with male fan service. But, yeah, let's get a little bit back on topic to the situation at hand with Snowbreak. So, right now, Snowbreak is in a pretty bad spot, because obviously it has now been put on blast on live television within China, which means that the game more or less is, I'm just gonna say it, it's fucked. Like, there's probably no saving the game.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious that the whole like seeing feminists reporting the game, like it's clear that that's the reason why they're in indefinite maintenance. Because what's the reason? What's the reason for indefinite maintenance? Like maintenance for like 3 or 4 days? Nigga, that's wild, man. Especially for a gacha game. That's really, really rare. So, man, I feel bad for Snowbreak players, dude. I really do feel bad for them because this is pathetic behavior. And the fact that this can happen to like almost every single gacha game is just this is bad, bro. This is just bad.
It does have issues with fan service. They do. I mean, literally, I made a video yesterday talking about the whole One Piece stuff. So it's very obvious. And when it becomes such a high escalated issue to that degree, they can't really skirt around the issue. So the game, there's only 2 options available at this point. Either A, the game is going to just straight up end, EOS, that's it, or it's going to come back, going to be very heavily censored.
They're going to censor the game. I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to censor the game, but like a lot of people are not going to be happy about that. So, oh man, that's so sad, bro. That's fucking sad.
And then it's going to die eventually because it's heavily censored and people don't want to deal with it no more. Because obviously people play the game to, honestly, they play this gacha game because they want to, look at the female characters and stuff. Just let's be blunt. So the point of the matter here is that the game will die. So that's basically it. Snowbreak is dead. And this group, this radical feminist group, was able to do that. And they're now, like I said, starting to target a bunch of other different stuff. For instance, like girl.
Bro, if they go after Nikkei, it's raps for them, bro. At that point, if they go after Nikkei, I wouldn't be surprised if Nikkei, Snowbreak community, they're like, you know what, fuck this shit. Let's go ahead and go mass report Love and Deep Space. I wouldn't be surprised. And that shouldn't happen. But if they're going to report all these games, and in the process, all these games go in indefinite maintenance, and these games either go EOS or they have to censor all their characters, bro. At that point, bro, fuck Love and Deep Space, bro. Dead ass. Fuck that game.
Front line, you know, Nikkei and all that, and I'm hearing conflicting reports, by the way, that apparently Blue Archive is not being targeted because there was a translation issue, but from what I have been told, they are also targeting, like, Genshin Impact.
Azure Lane? They're going after Azure Lane too? What the fuck?
Hoyoverse games. They're trying to get those games hurt as well, which is a pretty big deal, which means that a lot of the big, massive, successful gacha games are getting targeted by this group, and, I mean, they're already successful once. Who's to say they might not be another home run? They might not get another home run in one of these games. But it's a pretty big deal. This is really bad, honestly. And it's a wild situation that's getting...
Yeah, there's no reason for me to watch the rest of this video. I just wanted to get some details. Wait, what does he talk about over here?
Went after Snowbreak is because there was apparently a scandal with, like, this novel. You can pause the video and look at this image here, but there was, like, a novel that had a lot of, let's just be honest, very questionable, taboo, dark topics in it, and it was apparently reaching, like, trending stage to where, like, it was getting talked about a lot, and so to shift the focus away from this very dark literature that apparently a bunch of feminists were reading, they decided to put the spotlight on Snowbreak, and then that's what led to the entire situation. Once again, I don't know if this is true or not.
Oh, this is so fucking exhausting, bro. Oh my gosh, this is exhausting, man. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, we're talking about video games, guys. Video games. Video games. Politics and video games, like, brother. This is so annoying, dude. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, but what's the point, bro? What's the point? Do they not realize that them doing this, they're putting a huge target on Love and Deep Space, right? They're putting a huge target on that game. Because every community is going to come together and they're going to go after the Love and Deep Space community if they keep doing this bullshit. They have done this multiple times, man. Multiple times. These toxic feminists going after these games, porting these games, doing a whole bunch of toxic shit. And nobody says a damn word. We just let it slide. But now it has gotten to a point where these games are literally gonna go. These games are literally going to EOS because of their toxicity, because of their insecurity, their double standards, their hypocrisy. It's insane. Goodness, bro. I'm gonna have to go, like, chill out, go touch some grass or some shit, because I ain't gonna lie, that video kind of pissed me off. Knowing that Snowbreak might end, the game might EOS, or like they might censor the game entirely. It's just, dude, these people fucking suck, man. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Adios.